Today we're gonna rank the healthiest foods in the world. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so how this is gonna work is I'm gonna rank them from S tier to A tier to B tier to C tier to D tier. Obviously S tier meaning most nutritious. Basically how we're gonna classify it as most nutritious, so the most amount of micronutrients and macronutrients. And then we're gonna go based on taste, versatility, and just overall like competence, I guess, just overall well-being of the actual food. Okay, so if the food hits all the markers, it's going to go in S tier, and then the one with the lowest amount is going to go into D tier. D tier obviously the worst, S tier the best. Okay, so let's get straight into it. First choice, we got beef. I'm a huge fan of beef, sorted with all sorts of essential minerals, vitamins, super tasty, versatile, could use for meal prep, all that. For me, it's an easy choice in the S tier. Okay, second, we got chicken. Now, chicken is same thing, very versatile, great amount of protein, has a good amount of vitamins and minerals, but not at that top S tier level. So we're gonna put it in the A tier. Now, we got white rice. I'm a big fan of white rice. It's a great carb source. Again, same thing, it's really good for meal prepping, has a decent amount of vitamins and minerals. It's great for performance, for before after workouts. It's definitely a great option and easy to digest, so we're gonna put it honestly in the A tier as well. Then we got whey protein powder. Now this could get a bit controversial, but look, whey protein powder could work well for a lot of people. But for some other people, they will start to see reactions with their digestive system or even just acne overall. Like when I was taking whey protein, I used to get huge buildups of acne on my face, meaning that something's going on and something's off that my body doesn't like. And the common denominator was the whey protein. But if you're not lactose, you can digest lactose well, you have no problem with dairy, then it's a good option. So I'm gonna put it in the middle, in the B tier, as it's good for some, not good for others. And yeah, next we're gonna go with avocado oil. Now this is a great fat option for your cooking needs at medium temperatures. Some people do use it at high temperatures. I don't know if I would recommend, but you can try. I recommend cooking with avocado oil at medium temperatures. It's actually tasty. You could even use it to dress things. It's good for even desserts if you need an oil. It's versatile. I'm just gonna put it in the B tier just because it's just a fat, right? Nothing special. Then we got butter. I'm a huge fan of butter. It's one of the foods we've been eating for the longest time. It's a great fat source. Same thing, you're cooking butter at medium temperatures. Tasty, very tasty actually. So that's why I think it's gonna have the notch above the avocado oil, just because of the taste wise, and we're gonna have it in the A tier. Now next, oatmeal. So another food that could get a very controversial, as it does have some anti-nutrients, meaning it's filled with some phytic acid, and oats do have some anti-nutrients, so for some people they will be a little harder to digest, but for a lot of people they do work, and they are great for meal preps, for overnight oats, for breakfast. Amazing option to go with, even for making healthy desserts. Great protein shakes, whatever it is. For versatility, it's definitely up there, but like I said, they do contain some anti-nutrients. So same thing, I think I'm gonna put this in the B tier. Now raw honey. Oh no, that's bone broth, sorry. Bone broth, I'm a massive fan of bone broth. So another thing about it, why I'm a huge fan, is it's super versatile. You could be drinking this in the morning when you wake up to give you that boost in the morning. It's a great gut healer, has many gut healing benefits. It's also high in protein, which is great. Tastes good as well. Obviously making sure you're getting of all single and quality ingredient sources. I'm a huge fan of bone broth, and honestly I'm gonna put it in the S tier. Okay, now we got nut milks. Now, another controversial one. I really dislike nut milks, honestly. especially most of the nut milks that are on the market are filled with a bunch of additives and emulsifiers that we really want to be avoiding, because these things do cause huge digestive issues and will have massive not massive, but take that, they will have negative effects on our colon health, on just overall gut health and health overall. So you want to be avoiding nut milks. Look, you could get nut milks that are just of almond base and that's it, which is like okay, but most people aren't doing well with nuts, so we're gonna put that in the C tier. Raw milk is a great source of many vitamins and minerals, high amounts of calcium, all sorts of vitamins, I think some electrolytes, magnesium. So raw milk is filled with many essential vitamins and minerals such as phosphorus, magnesium, iron, zinc, potassium, calcium. Raw milk is amazing. Raw milk basically means is that the milk comes directly from the cow, and for most people they're gonna do really well with that. Look, there are the risk of contamination, but if you know the source, you're getting from a good quality source, it's highly recommended to drink raw milk, and I would definitely suggest that to even the younger audience, as if you're trying to grow a couple inches, raw milk is definitely a great source for that. And we're gonna put in the A tier. Also tastes really good. Now beyond meat. So this is literally fake meat. We covered this in the last video. I don't need to say much about it. There's about a screw load of ingredients in here that honestly I would say about 75% of them you can't even pronounce. So we're putting it straight in the D tier. Now, kefir. Ooh, I really am a huge fan of kefir, especially for its gut health benefits. Also loaded with minerals, vitamins, just all sorts of micronutrients. Kefir, we're gonna honestly put it in the I think in the B tier, and the only reason for that is I've tried it quite a few times and I don't like the taste. Though if you do add a bit of raw honey in there, it does help it a lot. But since you got to do that extra added sweetener, I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Now we got pasteurized milk. So we have raw milk in A, and then we have pasteurized milk here. The thing with pasteurized milk is, for one, it doesn't work for a lot of people, as a lot of people nowadays are lactose, so they can't be drinking that. And the second thing is, when you're heating up the milk, right, that's what pasteurization means. You're killing off all sorts of minerals and vitamins that we actually need as humans to thrive. So that's why we're gonna put pasteurized milk in the C tier. Look, it's still a good option for those that aren't lactose to get those good calcium levels in you, but compared to raw milk, it's night and day. Now we got fish. So I'm a huge fan of fish. Also, same thing, loaded with essential minerals and vitamins. Great for meal prepping, versatile. Same thing as most of the other stuff. Tastes good. So many different fish options. You got salmon, cod, mai. So many options with fish. All very tasty and high amounts of protein in fish. We're gonna put fish in the A tier. Fruit. Fruit. I absolutely love fruit. When I'm craving that sweet tooth, that's my first option. I think of fruit right away. Honestly, it has the same like dopamine effect as eating like those Maynard candy. It has that same dopamine effect as eating like normal candies, and honestly, fruit is so good, loaded with vitamins, even minerals. Fruit is so tasty, so versatile, quick to eat. Literally wash it 2 seconds, your baking soda if it's not organic. Like, fruit is just the top of the board when it comes to just the food pyramid. I'm gonna put it in the S tier. I love myself some fruit. Next, we got grass-fed beef protein. Now, I'm a huge fan of grass-fed beef protein. I have some that I use for myself. I use it for dessert recipes, my pancake recipes in the morning. I absolutely love beef protein. It's super versatile. You can use it for so many things, so easy to digest. Definitely recommend getting you, for those that can't tolerate a whey protein, go with a beef protein option. And I'm gonna put that straight in the A tier. Some of them aren't the tastiest, but I get non-flavored. Obviously, you don't want those artificial sweeteners, and you don't really taste it as much, the non-flavored. But if you're having it straight up, it's not amazing. So that's why we're gonna put in the A tier. And next we're gonna go with bison. Now bison, same thing as meat, literally. Tasty, versatile, loaded with vitamins, minerals, iron, zinc, B vitamins. We're gonna plop it in the S tier. Okay. Coconut oil. Coconut oil, now another great fat source. Coconut oil is actually super versatile. You can use it for so many things. I even use it as a mouthwash. All you do is you do a little oil pull for 5 to 10 minutes, swish the coconut oil in your mouth, and then it gets rid of all sorts of plaque. It's great for the gums, great for bad breath. It's coconut oil is amazing. And then for cooking wise, you want to be cooking this at medium temperatures. It's just honestly amazing. I love using coconut oil even to cook my eggs. Like they combine so well together. When I do my morning eggs, use the coconut oil to cook the eggs. They're the tastiest eggs ever. When I do it with the coconut oil, it's amazing. So we're gonna put the coconut oil in the S tier just because it's so versatile as well. Next up, we got dark chocolate. Now, another great thing about dark chocolate is it's super versatile, right? You can make so many different things with the dark chocolate. You got desserts, breakfast recipes. And guys, if you haven't already, click the link in my description. I have a full meal plan of over 120 plus single ingredient healthy recipes showing you step by step how to make these things. I even have a dessert and snack recipe plan. You'll see it when you go into the link. And I have so many recipes and I have so many tasty and just overall healthy recipes that you guys should really be checking out. So link in the description, go check it out. And yeah, with the and also dark chocolate, as we know, is so tasty. One thing you want to take note, I said in the last video, you want to make sure that the dark chocolate is over 70%. That's super important, because if you're getting under 70%, usually the chocolate's going to be more filled with sugar than it needs to be. So you want to make sure over 70% and that there's no added sugars in there. And with dark chocolate, honestly, just because of its versatility and taste, and it does have some essential minerals like magnesium. It's super high in magnesium. As you guys know, so many people are deficient in magnesium. I think it's like almost 50% of the population in the US are deficient in magnesium, which is a crazy statistic. So dark chocolate is going to help you with that, and we're going to put in the A tier. Okay, now next we got pork. Now, so this could get a bit controversial just because, look, pork does have some solid nutritional benefits. Nothing crazy like beef though, obviously. Taste wise, it's amazing. I'm gonna be honest. Pork is so tasty. You got sausage, bacon, pork chops, pork loin. Like, pork is very good. But what you guys need to take note on here is that pork is very much contaminated, as pigs do literally eat anything. They're literally like a garbage disposal. So whatever they put in their body, we're putting in our body. You know how that works. And that's why I avoid eating pork, and I'm gonna put in the C tier. I'm not putting in the D tier just because pork does have some solid nutritional benefits. But yeah, so pork goes in the C tier. Next we got bone marrow. So bone marrow is super high in collagen and gelatin, which are essential for supporting gut health. It's a great fat source. Also versatile. You could use it as like a spread on bread, on a nice sourdough loaf with like chopped sirloin steak on top. Eat it like a sandwich. That's an amazing thing you guys can do. Little hack for you guys there. You could use it for so many different things. I typically use it just straight up with a spoon, eat it. I find it very tasty. Some people are a bit opposed to the taste, but I love it. And I'm gonna put the bone marrow in the A tier. we're gonna put bone marrow in the A tier. Next, we got protein bars. So the thing with protein bars is 99.9% of the protein bars on the market are filled with just a bunch of additives and seed oils, stuff you guys really want to be avoiding. So that's the thing is, I'm gonna have to put it at one of these low tiers just because of it. But again, like I mentioned before, you could make your own protein bars at home. I actually have in my recipe, in my meal plan, I have a recipe for honestly one of the most tastiest protein bar recipes, guys, you'll find on the internet. So good. And that's why I really try to stay away from protein bars. Just do yourself a favor, make them at home. And I'm gonna have to put protein bars in the D tier just because it's filled with that garbage. Okay. Next, we got beans. Are these beans or seeds? Wait. Next, we got beans. So same thing with beans. They're filled with anti-nutrients. They honestly really don't work well for a lot of people. And let me put 2 and 2 together here. And it's a common thing that most people know. Like when you eat beans, you typically get really gassy. There's a reason for that. It's due to the anti-nutrients. For a lot of people, they can't digest beans very well. And look, they do have some decent nutritional values. They have some decent protein levels, nothing crazy. But yeah, like honestly, I'm really not a big fan of beans at all. I'm gonna put in the D tier. Olive oil. Now this I'm a massive fan of due to its high amount of essential vitamins and minerals, mostly minerals. Olive oil is one of the most versatile cooking fats that you could use for salads, dressings for sauces, for just dressing a bowl of whatever it is, good for sandwiches, anything. Like olive oil is amazing, highly recommend, even for sauteing your veggies. Olive oil is amazing. I gotta put olive oil in the S tier. Olive oil is also high in antioxidants, anti-inflammatories. It's great for heart health. Olive oil, and there's a reason why the Italians, I'm Italian myself, that in Italy they use such high amounts of olive oil, and as Italians living in Italy, they do have one of the most highest lifespans in the world. Like there has to be a reason, right? There's a correlation there. They use so much olive oil, so there must really be true benefits to consuming olive oil in our everyday diets. And that's just a little statistic for you guys, and just an example of why I believe olive oil is amazing. Next, we got seed oils. So you guys know my opinion on seed oils. It screws up the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, which is really not good for humans. That's gonna affect many different illnesses. You really want to be avoiding that. There's been a lot of studies showing why seed oils aren't good. And most people, honestly, after removing them from their diets, they notice significant differences in just the way they feel overall. Trust me, as soon as I removed them from my diet, I noticed it. And that's why seed oils, really, I'm a seed oil hater, to be honest. I'm a fucking seed oil hater. I'm gonna put seed oils in the D tier, definitely. Wow, next we got tofu. So a food that a lot of our vegans eat. Has okay amounts of protein. The problem with tofu is it's super high in anti-nutrients, things like phytic acid and lectins. These things really do have negative effects on our gut/digestive health, and something I would definitely recommend for most people to be avoiding, especially if you're not vegan. And if you're vegan, that's not a great choice, let me tell you that. So tofu, we're gonna put in the D tier. Now chickpeas, same thing. It does have a good amount of anti-nutrients, though chickpeas do work well for a good majority of people also, not as bad as the tofu. So the thing with chickpeas is I'm gonna put it in the C tier, okay? One little hack for you guys with chickpeas, if you could digest chickpeas well, I can't myself. There are chickpea pastas if you guys want to eat pasta and you do well with chickpeas. Very high amounts of protein in the pasta. Whatever, make your own sauce. You buy the chickpea pasta and boom, you got a nice little pasta dish if you can't do well with gluten, okay? Next here we got yogurt. I'm a massive fan of yogurt. I would put yogurt straight in the S tier, but the problem is that there are people that are lactose, so I'm gonna put in the A tier. It's super versatile. You can make those insane yogurt bowls. I freaking love yogurt bowls. So good, such a healthy and great and fantastic sweet treat option. Same thing with yogurt, right? High calcium levels, high amounts of other essential minerals. Yogurt is great, tastes amazing. Have it in the A tier. Now beef tallow. Beef tallow is a great fat source. I use it to cook my steaks. Works well for literally almost everyone. Maybe a bit on the pricier side, so that's why I would kind of put in the A or probably in the B tier just because of that. So yeah. Okay, next we got sauerkraut and kimchi. Now these are probiotics that are amazing for gut health. Let's put it honestly in the B tier. And why I'm gonna put in the B tier, look, like I just said, it's amazing for gut health, but they're really not tasty at all. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, look, sauerkraut's okay, kimchi's absolutely disgusting. Like I can't stand the taste of it, though it is super beneficial. Though if you are dealing with gut issues, avoiding probiotics is the way to go at the beginning for sure, just because you're gonna just put more of that bacteria inside your gut, and you don't want to be doing that if you already have a disrupted gut. So you want to be careful with that, and I'm gonna put in the B tier. Lentils, same thing, filled with anti-nutrients. Like I said, there is pasta options with lentils, so I'm gonna put in the C tier. Anti-nutrients, like, look, there are some health benefits, nothing great though. The thing is, I think the cons weigh out the pros in my opinion, so I'm gonna put in the C tier. Turkey, now it's a good source of protein. Taste wise, it's good, not amazing in my opinion. So I'm gonna put turkey in the B tier, just mid, to be honest. What is this? Is that raw? Maple syrup. Maple syrup is a fantastic carbohydrate option, great sweetener. You could use it on so many different things. Obviously, making sure it's pure maple syrup, nothing added anything. Just it's pure maple syrup. Great for yogurt bowls, protein shakes, overnight oat breakfast, desserts, healthy desserts. So many different things you can use with maple syrup. Top my pancakes with it. Like, it's amazing. I'm gonna put maple syrup in the A tier. Next up, we got brown rice. Now, brown rice. So similar to these things, right? Like chickpeas, lentils, very much harder to digest brown rice. So similar to things like tofu, it is high in phytic acid, which is an anti-nutrient, and it's gonna be hard for a lot of people to digest, causing constipation and bloating. I'm gonna honestly put brown rice in the D tier. So when you guys are picking rices, opt for white over brown. Rice cakes. Now, it's a solid snack option, low calories, but the problem is that with rice cakes, there's a lot of additives in there that we really want to be avoiding. So I would definitely say we're gonna put the rice cakes in the C tier just because of the additives. Just things you want to be avoiding specifically. Next up here we got quinoa. So it's very similar, like these things are similar because why? Because these are all lectins, right? And it's very hard for people to actually digest these things. Look, the thing with quinoa, I recommend it to people if they want to go on a bulk because it's super calorie dense, and it also has a decent amount of protein. If you could do well with quinoa, then go ahead, but most people don't do well with it. But since it does have those pros that I just mentioned, I'm gonna put the quinoa in the B tier. Next, raw honey. I love raw honey. It's loaded with so many different benefits. There's been studies that shown that raw honey does boost testosterone naturally. So many benefits when it comes to just overall minerals and vitamins. Raw honey is honestly amazing, and I definitely recommend it to use on top of things like desserts, your morning pancakes, yogurt bowls, just a bunch of breakfast, even topping on eggs. I'm telling you guys, raw honey and eggs is the duo combo. Like, they just go so well together. I would definitely recommend that to you guys. And I'm gonna put raw honey side by side with maple syrup in the A tier. Next, we got lamb chops. Now, not lamb chops, but lamb. I'm a huge fan of lamb. Super versatile. You can use it for so many different things. Meal prepping. Super high in different essential minerals and vitamins. There's one specifically. It's high in DHA, which is really good for us. And I definitely recommend lamb, and I'm gonna put lamb in the S tier, and it's also so tasty. It's so good. Next, we got seafood. Now, seafood is amazing, right? You got so many different kinds. You got shrimp, oysters, scallops, sardines. These things are honestly so tasty. Good amounts of protein, loaded with vitamins and minerals. Works well for literally everyone. Obviously some with allergies, but it's seafood is really good, and taste wise it's fabulous. I'm putting seafood in the S tier. Love myself some good lobster or shrimp, whatever it is. Cottage cheese. Now, cottage cheese, same thing. So cottage cheese. Now, cottage cheese could be used in a lot of different ways, so it does hit that versatility marker. The thing is, if you're lactose, right, you won't do amazing with it. But cottage cheese, honestly, high amounts of protein as well. And the thing with cottage cheese is you could do so many different recipes with it, like pancakes, or obviously you could do cottage cheese bowls. You could do different dessert recipes with it. It's super versatile, and just because of that, honestly, I'm gonna put it in the A tier as well. I'm a big fan of cottage cheese. Make sure when you guys are buying cottage cheese that there's no additives or anything like that, because some brands do contain some. So be careful when you guys are shopping for cottage cheese. Make sure it's just clean ingredients that you guys are aware of. Next, we got seeds. So seeds, I might do these two together. So here, nuts and seeds. They're very similar, right? So nuts, high amounts of fat, okay amounts of protein. Like, honestly, that's been the biggest like myth, I would say, when it comes to like fitness and lifting, is that peanut butter or the butters are great source of protein, when really they're not. Let's be honest, they're just super calorie dense, and their protein levels are just too low compared to the amount of calories you're getting in them. So there's honestly not a look. There are some good fat options for sure. Like walnuts are good for heart health, all that. But there's not much more to them. I think the cons outweigh the pros when it comes to nuts. Well, I'm 50-50, so that's why I'm gonna put it in the B tier. And then seeds, I'm gonna put in the C tier, because there's more pros, honestly, to the nuts. Wait, where did I put the nuts? I think there's more pros to nuts than there are of seeds, so that's why I'm putting the nuts in the B and the seeds in the C tier. Next, we got vegetables. I'm a huge fan of vegetables, right? There are some vegetables that are harder for people to digest, while others work better for others. Vegetables are great, loaded with minerals and vitamins, tasty in my opinion. Most vegetables are really tasty. I'm gonna put vegetables in the A tier, And the reason I'm not putting in the S tier is just because of the reason being that there's some people that can do well with vegetables. Same thing due to the anti-nutrients like oxalates that do affect the digestive system, even thyroid function too. So you want to be careful with that. But if you do well with them, as do a lot of people, vegetables are great, honestly. Just combining them with like a nice steak or some beef, lamb, whatever it is, for a nice dinner option, they're amazing. And putting in the A tier. Eggs, man, eggs have basically almost every single vitamin and mineral that we need. I think what is just missing, like vitamin C, straight in the S tier. So versatile. You can use it for meal prepping, cook it in so many different ways. Eggs are so tasty. Eggs go straight to the S tier. Next we got modern day or conventional bread. Conventional bread really doesn't do well for a lot of people. That's why everyone's gluten intolerant now, due to the contamination of pesticides on our wheat crops. I'm putting conventional bread in the D tier. Not a fan one bit. Raw cheese. Now, I'm a huge fan of raw cheese, and I'm gonna put raw cheese in the A tier. Versatile, very tasty, does well for everyone. So many benefits. You're with the raw cheese, right? Like I talked about the raw milk before. It's keeping the all the nutrients inside of the cheese rather than killing it with the pasteurization. So that's why raw cheese is amazing for our health, and I'm putting it in the A tier. And I know the cheese. Okay, next we got ghee. Ghee is a fantastic fat option. Used in so many different ways, usually at a high smoke point. Same with the beef tallow. You could use these things at a high smoke point to even fry things if you would like, which I'm not a huge fan of frying, but if it's on occasion you're craving some fries, go ahead. Don't use seed oils to fry, ghee or beef tallow. And yeah, ghee is a great fat source, versatile, and I'm gonna put it in the A tier. And why I'm putting it above beef tallow is because it is a cheaper option, so that's why I'm gonna have it over the beef tallow in the A tier. Next we got potatoes. Now, potatoes are amazing. Sweet potatoes are fantastic. Great carb source, amazing for performance, before, after workouts, filled with vitamins and minerals. They're great because they're low in calories and they are heavier, so it's gonna really stop you from some binging or snacking, whatever it is, just because they are more satiating. And potatoes, just because of that, and they're versatile, meal preps, all that, super tasty. I'm gonna put them in the A tier just because there are some people that don't do well with them, but it's usually rare, and that's why I have it in the A tier. Next up here, I don't know what that is. And the last thing we got here, the sourdough bread. Now, from difference between the sourdough bread and our conventional bread of today is the sourdough bread is very much a lot lower in actual gluten levels. So I think it's almost like there's barely any, and that means that the bread's not going to be contaminated with pesticides. It does well for a lot of people, good for gut health as well. If you guys want to make a sandwich, versatile, it's great. And I think I'm gonna put sourdough bread in the A tier. And yeah, that's our list, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, because videos are dropping every Sunday at 2 p.m. EST. I really do appreciate you guys coming in every week. You guys are freaking amazing. I love you guys. If you haven't already, join my Discord in the link in the description. It's literally just free health value. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be in there. It's literally free. All you need to do, join the Discord and just read up, or we even join voice chats if you guys want to talk, whatever it is, questions you guys have about health, all could be there for you. So join in the link in the description, my Discord community. And also, like I mentioned before, if you guys want to eat just like me, I have my meal plan also in the link in the description. Go check it out. Over 120 plus different single ingredient recipes that you guys are going to use to transform your health. Okay, guys, see you next week. Peace out. Eat your whole feels.